Here is our finished product. I mean, look at that, guys. Everyone eventually gets a run in their clear. And usually it's a pain in the butt to get it out. But I came across a product that might make it easy, even if you're not a pro. We definitely have a run here. It may not be the worst run, but still a pain to deal with. You may have also noticed we have more texture than I would prefer in this job, and there's a reason why this happened. We have texture with a run, so it looks dry because the texture is tight, but yet we somehow got a run. Next video, we're gonna figure out the solution to this problem together. First, we gotta take care of this run. Normally, I prefer to razor blade my runs, and I have a pretty high degree of success doing that. But because this tool would make it easy for someone with no experience to remove a run, I had to give it a try for myself, but I am doubtful. The problem with removing runs is there's a high likelihood of burning through the clear coat, which would mean you have to repaint it. Not only that, it takes time to sand it down and compound and polish. When they do happen, having an easy, foolproof solution is monumental. This is my first time seeing it. Maybe it's your first time as well. The defects shim mask. So what this is, a piece of stainless steel that is laser etched with these markings. From what I gather, what you're supposed to do essentially is place it over your run. I would imagine you tape it and then you start blocking. So that's what we're gonna do. Now, if you notice, our run has a little sag here and a little sag on the other side, and it has a nice big head right there. So first, we wanna try to take care of that head. To do that, I'm gonna use the circle cutout. So I'm gonna place this right over the head of that run and tape it down. All right, so I'm gonna take our shim mask and I'm going to put the circle right over the highest spot of our run. I'll just secure it in place. This way, when we start sanding, it doesn't start moving around on us. Basically, what this is gonna do is protect the paint around the area from our sandpaper. So hopefully all we're gonna do is hit the head of this run. I'm using 1000 grit dry on a hard block. Seems to be knocking it down pretty quick. I'll use the edge of the block. All right, wow. The head of that run appears to almost be completely gone. I'll go ahead and hit it a little bit more. I was contemplating starting this with 800, but because it's not the worst run in the world, I figured 1000 dry should get the job done. All right, let's peel this off and see what we have. Wow, that is a very accurate cut right there. I still do feel the head slightly, but it got the majority of it. We still have to take care of the sags around the run. I'm gonna switch to our skinny long side here and I'll tape that down and we'll also hit that with 1000 grit. I know this might be a little hard to see, but hopefully you can see we have the sag in there. And I also left a little bit where the head of the run was because I figured it won't hurt to knock that down a bit more. And again, I'm using my Kovacs Lime K1000. This sandpaper is available on my website if you wanted to pick some up. So now we're just hitting the sag that led to that massive head on the run. And this laser etching here really gives you such a fine difference in level. I mean, you can hardly feel that edge because of how fine it is, which is obviously going to be optimal for knocking down high spots. Let's peel that off, see what we got. Wow, I'm actually impressed. You know, I definitely had my doubts about this, but already it does seem like it's going to work. And it is doing an amazing job protecting the areas that we do not want to sand. Now what I'm going to do is use the largest cutout on this sheet, and I'm going to place that over where the heaviest parts of my run were. I'm going to go ahead and sand that one last time. So same thing, we'll just go over this until it looks nice and uniform. The sandpaper really does a great job at not getting clogged, even while using it dry. That's probably my favorite thing about it, and that's why I personally use it. I'm using the edge of the block now, and this is just a hard block. You definitely have to use a hard block when you do this. If you use a soft block, it's basically just going to go around your high spot, whereas a hard block is going to attack your high spots. All right, let's peel that off. I am genuinely impressed. Looks like we got a little something going on right there, so we'll hit that. So we'll step this up now to 1500. I have our 1500 again with the hard block. I'm going to just dip this in some water. And I'm just going over anywhere we sanded with that 1000 grit to lighten up those scratches. If you guys are interested in content outside of just painting, let me know, because I can definitely give you that on occasion as well. And I figured this would be pretty cool since it's my first time using this to see if it works with you guys. But I do have a lot of cool sanding tricks, compounding and polishing tricks, because I did that for a long time before I started painting. Again, I'm using the edge of my block rather than keeping it flat. I'm using the edge of it. That's just a preference. You don't have to. You could use the flat side. I feel like it cuts better on the edge. So now once I'm confident that we have all of our 1000 grit scratches out, I'll just give it a squeegee. Take a look, make sure everything is nice and uniform. All right, I have 2000 on a hard block again. One thing that's really important to mention is every time you move up in a grit of sandpaper, you want to open up your sanding area. So now I'll go to the top of this body line, I'll go out a little bit, and on bottom here, I'll just come a little bit past my 1500. This is going to help ensure that everything is uniform and sands out nice and easy, because you don't want to leave any sanding marks behind from the last step. Just going over it side to side. Normally I won't even do 2000, I'll go from 15 to 3000, but just in case there's any little bit of our run lingering in there, 2000 is going to knock it down a lot easier. 3000 actually isn't going to knock it down at all. Usually after about 2000, you really can't do anything to the texture. So far, it does appear like the run may be gone, but if you've ever tried to remove a run, you know it might look gone, and then when you compound and polish, it's still there. Let's see how this is looking now. Do you think the run's still gonna be there? Now, we have our 3000. We're gonna throw it on a big block. We'll take our water, and we'll just open up this sanding area a little bit more and get everything nice and smooth. This way, it's real easy to compound out. Another benefit from opening it up every time you step it up a grit is you will minimize the impact to the texture, because if you just hit it with 1000 in one spot and then 1500, 2000 in the same spot over and over and over, you're just going to have a really flat spot that becomes extremely obvious in the finish, and it doesn't look good. When you do this, you fade that flat spot out gradually. It's kind of like blending paint. It's a very similar idea. Now, is this method taking longer than it would with a razor blade? Absolutely it is. But the reason I'm testing it is because if it works, now anybody can remove a run. And that is pretty cool, because removing a run and not messing up the paint job is not an easy task. It's something that takes time to learn. And the only way to learn is by screwing up a lot. 3M rubbing compound here. And we have our rotary here with our cutting pad on it. Just grab some of your compound I just put it on my finger, throw it on there, put a little bit on my pad, and then I bump the speed up a little. Next, we're gonna take our 3M polish and our black polishing pad and do the same thing. This is just gonna bring back the depth and the gloss in the paint to make it look like it was just painted. And now, let's wipe it off and see how this thing came out. Let me know in the comments right now if you guys think this worked or not. Oh man, it's looking like it worked. Here is our finished product. You guys can very clearly see there is absolutely no sign of a run at all. I mean, 0% sign of a run in that panel. Wow. I was really not expecting it to be that good. I mean, look at that, guys. It's perfect. It's literally perfect. You know, game changer is a term that I've heard thrown around a lot, but this product really is. Even if you're a beginner, you can now remove a run with virtually no risk. Even if you're an experienced painter, like myself, who uses a razor blade to remove the runs, you can use the shim mask for extra protection, just to make sure you don't end up doing a respray. Anyway, that's going to be it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, if you got any value out of it, or if you were entertained, if you could, please consider dropping a like, comment, or maybe even consider subscribing. Until the next time, peace!